Welcome to the Bill Gill Podcast, a professionally unprofessional podcast for makers. And I'm AJ, or Audra Jones, from AJ's Art Studio in Searcy.
Yay.
And I normally work with kids, and we paint and make messes and whatever we want to do. So, yeah.
So do you do art yourself, or do you just teach?
Do myself. I do watercolors. I like pets is what I mainly do. I've been asked to do random things, so very rarely do I say no to anything. If it's super expensive and takes me, weeks or months to do, I'm usually out. But if it's small and something that's more memorable, like for an anniversary or birthday or something, then I usually jump all in. So, but kids is usually what I prefer to have at the studio. We do adults as well. Adults aren't as fun. Sorry. Adults are kind of boring, and they're really...
And their artistic inhibitions.
Yes, they're very worried about getting everything just perfect. Unless they happen to bring adult beverages. Then it's a different...
Right, there's that.
But
speaking of the inhibitions.
BYOA, bring your own art.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Wow.
But that doesn't happen very often.
Okay.
So, we are in Searcy after all.
Yeah. Dry county, for those
Exactly.
who don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Although
Although it's
those who don't know what
creeping...
a dry county is.
Yeah. Although that's tried to
No
change
alcohol.
recently. Oh, there's alcohol here now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Just
not
in a
for
couple
work.
of places. It's still tightly controlled. It's like
Yes.
it's like semi-legal bootlegging. Anyway,
Exactly.
can you tell us how you got started and how you sustained this business model based on art lessons in a town with only like 20,000 people? Because you've been around for a long time.
Yes. Well, a long time if you consider 9 years a long time.
I consider that long and successful.
I have done random things in Searcy. I'm from Searcy, and I have always painted. And once people hear that you do something, then on occasion you get asked to do that. So the pet portraits is what I've done since college. And
Did you go to Harding?
I did go to Harding.
Okay.
I started at Harding.
What year did you start?
95.
Okay.
And I did engineering for 2 years.
Oh.
Very artsy.
Yeah.
Then I went to Conway for 2 years for physical therapy. They cut the assistant program right as I was about to go in, and then I realized I'm an artist. I don't want to do any of this anymore, so I have tons of math and science hours to be an artist. So, yes, in 2002, I finally graduated.
With a what degree?
A BS.
That's mine as well.
Yeah. But I did the fine art background for interior design.
Okay.
And so that's why I'm at sales now, on occasion. But a couple other people were wanting to start a group and have random pieces of art for sale. And we started Second Saturday. So Kelly Van Hook, Micah Holden, we all got together, and the second Saturday of every month, we were open for about 4 hours. So 4 hours a month, and we would all take turns being there selling. And
in a studio somewhere, in a building?
Yes, it was actually across the hall from where I'm at now.
Okay.
So where a Beautiful
When
Noise
was this? What year did that start?
2009, 2010.
Okay, I vaguely remember
Yeah.
that because my wife and I married here in town
Okay.
in 2010. And then we abruptly left for Fayetteville, I think, right as you guys were starting that. And I think I remember going there one time.
So we were there maybe a little bit over a year.
Okay.
But yeah, when you're only open one Saturday a month, and that's before Art Alley, before anything was really going on downtown.
It was hard to sustain back there on the heels of the financial disaster of 08, whenever.
So we just kind of let that fizzle. But I noticed the space across the hall came open, and I thought, I just have tons of art supplies. I need to do something with it. I really don't want to just put it in storage. So I talked to my husband, and he was like, try it. Just see what happens. So we...
Were you working at the time?
I was assistant manager at Searcy Athletic Club.
Okay.
So I did pretty much in the afternoons. I would go downtown and have a couple kids. And I started my first summer. I had 2 kids. Literally for 3 months was all I had.
Oh,
and
wow.
yeah, so then that's when I started Facebook.
Okay.
And I got crazy putting pictures on there and then by word of mouth. So then by the fall, then I started having after school classes, and I basically word of mouth kept me
Wow.
going. So
Okay.
I expanded and actually had some other artists come in, and we moved down the street to an old house. So we were there for 2 years. So it was a little bit bigger space. We did kind of antiques, and we did some sales, and we just had lots of different things that we were into at the time. So then when Micah Holden passed away, my other friend decided she was just going to paint. She wasn't going to do all the antiques. So I decided to downsize and move back to where I was. So that's how I ended up back downtown.
So you actually started in the location you're at
Yes.
now? Okay, I didn't know
I
that.
started there.
I remember the
and,
house.
And then at the house, I was there 2 years, at the house 2 years, and then back
Okay.
to where I'm at. So been there for a while. I'm actually getting ready to move again.
Oh,
We're in the process. Just started this week, and I'm actually just going upstairs to where Make Do was. So
Oh, yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
barely downsizing. But my husband's gone a lot, and he just bought a wonderful Terry Classic RV, and he wants to go camping whenever he's home. So I'm going to only be at the studio about 3 days a week
All right.
starting this summer.
okay.
And
So,
do you have other
yeah.
people working there for you now?
No, it's just me.
you.
Well, my daughter is there. She'll be 20 this year, and she does pretty much all of our acrylics. She helps me with parties, and more than likely she will do some of her own things there if I'm not able to be there as much as I have been. So we'll see. I've always kind of thought I would give it to her. Or I know Cooper doesn't want to be an artist. He keeps telling me regularly I'm going to be an athlete. And
Okay.
like, well, you can do multiple things. You don't have to just be
Why not?
an athlete. But he does like to draw, and he can do all of that too. So.
Cooper's off screen or mic area
Yeah.
in a
He's in
folding
the
chair.
corner.
He looks like he's been naughty. You're in trouble over there.
He's trying to stay awake probably all
I
that
was gonna say, he
listening.
looks bored to death.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming,
He's all
Cooper.
right.
Yeah. Sorry.
So is this something you want to keep expanding, or it kind of sounds like you want to downsize to where it's
I think I am. I know it's only been 10 years, but the older I get, I just don't have as much energy to chase kids around.
That's
I don't.
weird.
I agree.
It's really. I'm really surprised by it, because at one time I was having 16 at a time in an art camp and for 2 hours, and I would do that a couple times a day. And now I have like 5 kids, and I'm like, yeah, I'm exhausted. That's
2
I'm ready to
hours
go
at a
home.
stretch is
it's.
that gets old.
It depends on the kids.
Okay.
no,
too.
for sure.
Yeah.
So, but I'll have anywhere from ages 4 to 13. So I have a wide range of kids. So it's not like they're all one
Starting
age
at
and we're
4,
all
goodness.
yes, and we're
Can you
all
imagine
doing
Deacon
the
in
same
an art
thing.
camp?
No, I really
Oh my. Oh my. You literally have to strap
Well, no
him to
way.
the
I
chair.
think I can imagine that, actually. It might be something like the time he came in here, got a hold of delicate 3D printed resin stuff
Oh, no.
that you had on a shelf that is literally 5 feet off the ground and destroyed them.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
You have to be that art where like you throw something at a wall.
It would have to be violent art.
Violent art.
Yes.
Yeah. See, wicked.
That might work around here. I do have some boys every once in a while. They like to make swords out of popsicle sticks.
Oh, yeah.
Sweet.
I have to keep them from
Stabbing.
maiming each other.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm yelling, and then parents come in. And I'm like, okay, so they made a sword, and they're not going to hit anyone with it
Okay.
anymore. And
That's
so
hilarious.
it's
It sounds like you need to make a sword 101
Yes.
class.
I
It's
probably
like,
do.
What did you do in art class today? I made a shiv.
I can help
Yeah.
you with
Yeah.
that. I've made some swords because I have 3 daughters, so I had slightly less of a chance that someone would actually get seriously injured. You
Yes.
made one for one of yours, didn't
No,
you?
I made both of my kids
Oh,
swords.
did you? All right.
Uh-huh.
So we
Yeah.
made all our kids swords.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
We have a little
They
experience.
really get into it. Some of them. I mean, they're
Okay.
like, "How do I make this sharper?" And how
Oh,
do I make? And I'm
no.
like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, we're
That's not
really
what we
not
do."
we're really not making weapons
That's
today."
awesome.
So yeah.
Cody, maybe you can do that in your shop.
What, teach
Weapons
kids how to make
101?
shakes?
Yeah.
Shanks.
How to-
Here's how you sharpen a toothbrush, boys.
Exactly.
if you ever end up in county.
So you never know.
So what's the ideal situation for you in art, in the art making creative
Well,
world?
I do like. I do prefer the kids. I do prefer probably ages 5 to 10 is my ideal because they're really not afraid to do anything. They're able to do it on their own, and that's pretty much why I started the studio. I have so many different things. I want them to get up and do it. I don't want it to be just like school where you do have to do a specific project
Right.
and everybody kind of do the same thing.
Yeah.
Which is how it was until I was about up in 9th or 10th grade. And then I really started to like art in school.
Did you have grades when you were in art class? Did your art teacher have
Yes.
to give grades?
Yes.
Really? So your art teacher mattered.
Oh, yes.
I hate you.
Brian's giving grades.
I am not.
No, he's
Oh, I thought your grade just didn't make a
No.
difference.
No, Ben. I've.
Oh.
Everybody-
Ben, when I we have been over this
When you
before.
talk,
when
I
I
just
taught
kinda
grade,
go,
oh great,
"Oh,
that's what I
wow.
figured. I should have known.
Wow.
When I taught grades in high school, I graded things.
At
When I
least
taught grades, when I taught art, I graded things.
It's all the same
Since
thing.
I have been able to teach 600 5th and 6th graders, it is physically impossible for me
Yes.
to grade anything.
So are you just 600 kids?
All of the 5th and 6th graders in my classroom one time a week.
I think Brian should
Were you
just
in my
take over your
classroom?
studio.
Wow.
One,
That's-
Brian,
yeah.
you were there.
Brian, what,
Cooper knows how it is.
what have you thought about that? I mean,
About
it's not
what?
like you actually work at the school.
You
You
could
shut
take over
up.
her studio.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Oh, is that something we should talk about?
Yes.
Okay, we'll talk about that
That'd be great.
later, off camera.
Sword making.
Sword.
Yeah.
I'm going to
It will
teach
be-
everyone in this town
You-
between the ages of 5 and 10 how to make a sword.
Yes.
100%.
You can have all the boys.
You would make a fortune off
We'll
that
do
class.
print- We're actually going to do.
Oh, there would be so much liability
Yes.
paperwork
Oh,
for
yeah.
parents to
Exactly.
sign.
Yes.
Timmy.
Maybe some helmets. We might need some eyewear or something.
I am down.
Some protective
Yes.
gear. But we are going to do. I'm going to attempt art camp this summer.
Oh, you
which
are?
Is what
Okay.
I usually do. We usually do a 4-day, 2 hours. I think we're down to 3 days. And I'm just going to do one a day. So
Okay.
we're going to see how it works. If I get anybody to come, hopefully nobody will be too scared.
I bet
Um,
you'll be fine. I
so-
mean, the
I'm
camp
aiming for
where I
5.
was. Okay.
5. I mean, normally I have 10 or 12.
Okay.
So we'll see. If
Okay.
regulations kind of
Right.
get a little bit more lax, then I think.
Well,
we'll be
I
good.
hope you're able to.
So,
I think you should be able to do that because it's
I'm hoping
summertime
so.
and people got to do
See, they
something.
gotta do
Wildwood
something.
up north of town is they've had to cut their
I know,
events in
3
half.
weeks.
But
Like
it still sounds like there are lots of people
Interested. I hope
stampeding
so.
in there. So
Good.
yeah.
I was kind of worried about that.
If someone wants
Um,
to start what you started, what's the tips, the do's, the don'ts?
Words
the,
of wisdom, please.
Yes.
Start with swords.
You're starting
Yes.
so you started your own business, so you're just like, okay, I'm going to start a
I
business.
basically started
boom.
it. I had supplies from school. I'm also a creative hoarder, I guess. I like
Good for you.
buttons and ribbon and glitter
Mm-hmm.
and anything I can make into anything. I keep it pretty organized.
Well,
I think.
you were saying you
Um,
have
But I just
your
have
shop
stuff.
space.
Yes, I have my studio downtown. At home, I have this space
Oh, you
as
do
an
have
office.
your own space.
Yes,
Good
I
for
have
you.
this. It's pretty much. It looks like this, except for it's pink and purple, and
Oh.
there's ribbons and glitter. I mean, it's just crafty supplies. And then I have another space upstairs, Cooper's old room, and that's going to be another workspace. So I actually have quite a bit of stuff.
Sweet.
So I can work at home. And that's what I usually do, is if I'm not at the studio, I'm at home making something. I'm at home painting or doing journals.
How do
all
you
kinds of
commission stuff? This is what happened when I was. And Brian bangs the table naturally.
Oh, I
Do you-
didn't even notice.
When I started doing woodworking and stuff, and normally you just usually start out for yourself, and then somebody says, "Can you
Yes,
make me
can you
one
make
too?"
me that?
Right? Yeah. And then you're like, "Well, I can make a bunch of these," and then so you make a bunch of these things, whatever it is, and then your house is full of a bunch of these because you thought you could sell them, but you didn't. Is that kind of how it happened for you too?
Yes, because I've had an Etsy shop before, and I made things that I liked. You can't make something that took you 5 hours to make, and sell it for $2.
No.
My first Etsy shop was kind of a flop. However, we're considering doing another one. Me, my daughter, and my mom. We all do something a little bit different.
Group effort.
I know how it works now. We all can put energy into it and see how that goes. We're considering it.
Okay.
What was your Etsy shop name before?
AJ's Art Studio.
Okay. Is it going to be the same thing the second one?
No, it's not. No, it's not. I think that name is taken, actually, and I'm not sure how.
So you're going to make a new name?
Yes, and it'll probably be something like Lee's 3. Me, my daughter, and my mom all have the same middle name.
Okay.
Lee. So we're going to do something kind of like that.
Nice.
Yeah. So we'll see. I don't know. We're playing around with it.
And you're
On
going to
the
do
logo.
watercolors for it, or?
No, actually, I'm not. I'd like to make journals, so I'll use lots of different
Like
materials.
the physical journal?
A physical journal.
Okay.
Yes. So it can
Interesting.
be painted in. You can write in it. You can just kind of tape stuff into it. I just call it art journal. So it could be lots of different things. I may actually do some paintings for some of the paper. Kind of make my own paper to go in it, and so kind of have that as the background.
Awesome.
So we'll see. We do that in the studio a lot.
Okay.
They'll take a picture that they've done and kind of put different pages together, and then take other drawings that they've done and cut those out and put those in the pages and keep all their stuff together. So I like to do those. What else was I going to do? I have 3 things, and they just kind of all went out
They're
of my
really
head.
important.
Thank you. They are really important.
You made a list, right?
I do have a list.
Good.
I'm really good at making lists. I don't always mark stuff off the list, but
Okay, well,
I
at
like
least you
to
have a
make
list
the
and you
list.
look at it at least once.
I
after.
know.
Coty
it.
has a whiteboard in his shop.
I love lists, and
I love lists.
I love the
I hate
feeling I
them.
get when I make a check mark.
When you
in a
check
box.
it in the
Yes.
list?
Mm,
Interesting.
That's my thing.
I have journals full of lists. Maybe I just need to do that. Make my own
Yeah.
like planners
There you
and
go.
lists and all
There
that.
are times where there's nothing. I'm not doing anything that's on the board, but I did something. I will go write it
Yes.
down just to mark it off.
Yes, you have to.
And I love the feeling I get from it. I can't
And
help
if I don't get anything done on my list, I rip it out and I start a new one.
Yeah.
And I write stuff down
it.
that I have already
mulligan.
done.
Yeah, I'm
Yep.
with you.
Brian, if you had a list or a whiteboard, how long would it be?
I mean,
Would there be any checks?
Would you?
okay, look here. Okay, wise guy. Here's what I do. Since I have started having one of these stupid things on me, a smartphone,
Smartphone?
I actually have a list.
I do have
in
notes in my
do you?
phone.
Yeah, I keep them in my notes. I do. And when I finish something, which does happen from time to time,
Yeah,
I
you
strike
just
out. I
click
put a
on
line through it. So
That's
I do
right.
check
Yes.
stuff off on occasion, but this list is now so incredibly long
Yeah.
that some of it I forget is there.
Yes, I have to
So-
read through it, and they're
Yeah.
like, "Oh yeah, I forgot about that."
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like your list. You need a list for your list.
All right,
so
that
you
makes
know
me feel
which
better.
I feel
list
like
you
I'm a
have.
super organized guy, and
You
I don't
are.
have lists at all.
Really?
No.
It's because you're a
Well, you do
living
have a
human
whiteboard over there.
flipping computer.
Yeah, that's pretty new, and it's not like
Cooper
a list
even
of
has
things.
a whiteboard, and he has like do sit-ups and push-ups and
That's
Oh.
it, man.
Nice.
all kinds of
Telling you.
stuff on there I can't do.
But I've had the reminder, I've done the reminders on my phone, but it's just not as satisfying as
No.
It's like,
taking my
To
sharp.
actually-
yeah, I get
marking
that.
that bad boy out.
There's
yeah.
some things that digital is not as good as physical. Yeah.
You have to have the record of it. You have to be able to see it.
Mhm.
If it's digital and deleted, then there's no proof.
So do you save all these
Edit.
journals that are finished and you just stick it in a box and?
Yeah, well, I put it on a shelf so I can see it.
Oh, okay.
I do that with my sketchbooks,
Yes.
and I go back digging through them for ideas.
And
every
I have
now
a
and
thing
then.
about paper, so I just buy paper. Sometimes it's pretty, sometimes it's not, but I just like it. Sometimes it's old,
Yeah,
and I just have to feel it and
get
sometimes
that
smell
tactile
it.
connection.
Yes, like I can't do digital or ebooks. because I want
Do you
to
use a
actually
bank?
feel it.
Okay.
Or you
Huh?
just hold on to all your money because it's paper.
No.
What?
That was a dad joke. Never
No.
mind.
Paper money versus
She's saying
digital.
she needs the paper and she
I
likes to
probably-
feel it. I said,
I
you're
mean,
not using a
well,
bank then. Never mind. Never mind.
crashed
I-
and burned.
Do have certain bills that I like to save, and I do put those in a drawer,
Mm.
but I can't tell where that's at. 'Cause
No.
someone might find it.
Okay, we'll keep that under
But,
wraps.
but yeah,
I
I do
have
like-
stashed
I do like
paper
money,
that I
too.
like also. I do that from time to time.
Yes.
My first teaching job used to be, my classroom was in what had been a graphic arts room. And it had been like old school graphic arts when
Yes.
everything was typeset by hand and you had to register stuff on paper. Yeah, so there
That's awesome.
were stacks and stacks of all this weird registration paper and printing stock and all kinds of cool stuff that they had just
That's
left
really
there.
cool.
Yeah, and I when we had to finally throw it all out, I took as much as I could.
Yes.
It was kind of heartbreaking.
Yes.
So,
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've had people throw out books before. I mean, I'll do journals and old books,
Mhm.
but that's a little bit harder to mess up. I feel like it's messing up, but it's turning it into something
Yeah.
new and better.
I've done that with my sixth
Um,
graders.
Yeah.
Just wrecked journals out of old library books that have been discarded.
I was just thinking
Yeah.
Okay.
something that we should do on the CNC, which I've always wanted to do, is take an old book and cut out like a hole in it
Yes.
to keep something,
Yes.
you know.
There
I
you
have
go.
tons of
Haven't
old
done it.
books. So if you need
You've
old
never
books,
done that?
if you need old books,
You know, Mod Podge the sides up on that thing, then
Yeah.
carve it in.
heck yeah.
And then we're like, I've seen people cut letters of the alphabet out
Yes.
of
I do have a book, and it looks like that's happened to it.
Yeah.
It's in the shape of an A.
Yeah.
It's
Cool.
really cool.
Did you
But
make that?
I did not.
Okay.
I bought it
Okay.
at a bookstore,
I have no idea how to do those. I've seen
but
them.
it looks really cool.
Yeah.
I need the whole
Yeah.
alphabet, or at least the
that.
AJs.
They look weird on a shelf.
All
on
It
27
would.
letters.
sideways.
You would have.
Yeah, 'cause they fan out, right? Is that how it goes?
There's 27 letters
Just
in the
ready.
alphabet, right?
Sure.
Hey, can you tell me again how exactly you're related to the Groovers, to Coach and Mildred Groover?
Yes. Coach and Mildred Groover are my grandparents.
Those are your grandparents. Okay.
Yes.
Because I mentioned Wildwood before, and I knew you were related
Yes.
somehow.
My second home. Yes, pretty much grew up out there.
Okay, so I was going to ask you about that. Because, okay, so your grandfather, whose first name I don't even remember because everyone called him Coach his
Hugh.
whole life. Hugh, that's right.
Hugh McAllister. Cooper's named after him. Cooper
Oh, I did not know that. Okay. Was the director there, and this is just outside Searcy, for 30 years or
About
something.
35 years, he was the
Up
second
into the
director.
early 90s? Okay, so, and this
Yes.
camp was started in 47 or 48.
That sounds about right.
Okay, and he was the second
Yes, he
director.
was the
And
second.
that's an amazing place where I met my wife, and lots of
Okay.
people have.
Oh, as y'all met out there.
Yeah. And just for lack of a better term, kind of helped define their faith being out there for decades, just hundreds and thousands of people.
Oh, yes.
So staying there for, I guess, as long as you did, having that in your life, did that have a bearing on what you chose to do with art or with a business or with any of the stuff that you've been doing for the last 9 years?
Of course.
Yeah.
Mainly, that's one reason we've always stayed around here, I think.
Okay.
Just growing up around camp. And I'm going to try not to cry.
I'm
thinking
sorry.
about my grandfather. Sorry, I haven't done that in a while.
Good going,
Yeah,
Brian.
just
I'm sorry.
learning.
I just wanted to know.
Has anyone ever cried on your podcast
No one
I
listens to
don't
this thing.
remember.
Not tears of joy.
That's what that's Go ahead.
We'll go with that. Yeah, we just know so many people from camp in here, and I know Searcy is a little bit bigger than it was when I was little and going to camp, but it always feels small to me, and it's I don't know, just home. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think
I-
that's why
I-
you're able to thrive-ish? in
Probably so.
Searcy?
If it was a bigger town, I don't think we would have
I
done
think
as well.
in a bigger town you have
think?
more people to come.
Because I don't know. I feel more connected
Yeah.
to them, maybe.
Yeah, do you think
somehow.
it's-
I mean, my grandfather never forgot a name. Like, he
Really?
remembered everybody from camp. He remembered how we knew them.
I do not have that gift.
And I'm not good at that at all, but I know if I've seen a kid and 5 years later I see him somewhere and they're like, Miss AJ, do you remember me? I'm like, yes, I do. You painted this and this and this. And they just
can
light
remember
up.
what
They
they
get
painted.
so excited. They're like,
Goodness.
you really remember me? And I'm like, yes, you came on the, this time of
'Cause you made the
year.
thing.
And I remember what they did. And so, I don't know. Maybe that's leaves an imprint on them. Maybe. I
Okay.
hope.
I was just
But
wondering
yeah,
because
just small
so many
town.
of us, after counseling there for summers and summers, which I assumed you did. Did you work there as a
I
counselor?
did
Okay.
in summer of '94 after I graduated high
Okay.
school, and then I got married the next year.
Okay.
So I've always been out there doing random things.
Okay.
But I only got to cancel 1 year.
Well, that's what we did for if it was one summer or several after that, and then a lot of us turned into teachers or
Yeah.
counselors or just stuff like that where we're all,
Oh, yeah.
I'm in a classroom for hours every day with hundreds of students, and you've got your little 5 to 10-year-olds.
Yes.
So, okay.
Ben, did you go to Camp Wildwood as a kid? You
No,
went to
I'm not from.
another
I'm not from
Yeah,
Cersei.
here.
He's from up north.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
Manatawny.
well, that doesn't mean anything. Like, I had Cole who worked for me from Ohio.
Oh, that's
He
right.
came here.
He's
Yeah.
from up north.
He from
No,
up north.
it was a Christian
yeah.
camp in the
Yeah.
Northeast.
Oh,
It was
okay.
There was-
very similar, but very far away.
Got you.
So,
I don't know.
yeah.
And I'm still really good friends with a lot of my friends from camp when we were little.
Oh, yeah.
So am I.
It's crazy.
Yep.
And
Never.
counselors.
I never went to camp.
You never went to camp?
Oh.
You went to Afghanistan.
That's
Well,
that's
it's
your kind of
kinda
camp
Yeah.
a lot there.
It's a
Camp
heck of a
ish.
A
camp.
bunch of Boy Scouts.
You hang out with a lot of people you didn't know. Now you're best friends,
Yeah.
and you were at a weird place for a while.
I do it, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys repelled
funny.
at camp? We repelled at
Yeah.
camp. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. I was
We
a
just
did it out of a helicopter.
We didn't get to do it out of a helicopter or with guns. So.
Yes.
Oh, well.
That would've
My
been
camp
more
was
fun.
a little different.
It was a
A
little
little
bit
bit
different.
You gotta say
did-
Christian camp. I don't know.
The first year the year I was a counselor is when they started the rappelling.
Oh,
and
is that right?
The whole challenge course.
Okay, wait. So that was 94?
94.
94, 95?
Uh-huh. And so my grandfather came and he was like, I really need some extra people. Will you please do this? And I'm terrified of heights.
So you did the ropes course?
So I did the ropes
Oh, that's
course.
awesome.
So I had to learn it.
Ben's shaking his head.
So
no.
we spent
I'd be like,
a couple weeks learning
move to the right.
everything.
Okay.
But yes, the big pole that you have to stand on top of,
Pamper pole.
that was
terrifying. It absolutely was.
terrifying. And I remember
I would rather go off the rock at 80 feet than stand on top of that
Yes.
stupid thing.
I remember having to climb back up there for something, and I don't remember why, but everybody left me, and I actually fell.
No, you did not.
I did fall.
You fell off the top
And
of it?
yes, but I was smart enough to at least clip myself in, and so yeah, I dangled there for a while. So that might have
Good for you.
contributed to the rest of
Hook
my
in.
fear.
Wow.
And then we had a girl that we were rappelling, and her hair got caught.
Yep.
And she started to kind of choke a little bit, and we
Yeah.
ended up just cutting her hair off.
Yeah.
That was the only thing we could do.
That's,
So,
okay, so these
so
things you
it's-
are recounting.
Her hair got caught? Like, what did
yes,
In
in
the
the
rappelling-
rope, in the
When you're-
carabiner, the
yeah.
rope.
when you're going down,
Oh, so you guys aren't
The
using,
rappel
like,
line.
are you guys using Swiss seats? Like, what do you guys...
no, we're using. Well, no, we did not make our
Or is it
own
harnesses?
Swiss. Yeah, they wear
Oh,
harnesses.
okay, that's
They
what it is.
progress down
I was thinking, like,
a
how did
static
your-
line.
How long was your hair that got caught? in your
No,
skin?
if
she
you don't
had
put
it
it
up,
up-
but something happened in her ponytail.
Like,
it
it's gotta
came
be
out.
secure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or it
Okay.
gets
It was
into
scary.
the rope that goes into the figure eight,
Yeah.
and so
Yes.
then you're down here
That,
and your neck
that
is
was
bending
my
toward your
last.
waist.
After that, I was like, yeah.
You
I
were done
can't-
after that?
yeah,
Well,
I
see,
can't watch
these
a child
are all
be maimed.
stories that I was warned about when I got there, like in 03.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know Jim Holloway? Mm-hmm. Okay, so he basically helped build the thing, right? The high
Yes.
ropes. Well, his son, Jimmy Holloway, is still one of my best friends.
Really?
And he taught me
Oh, wow.
everything that I learned on the high ropes course
Oh,
at
wow.
camp. And so he said, always to everyone,
Yes.
if you get your hair caught,
Yes.
we're going to cut your hair
Yes.
long before we cut the rope.
Oh,
Put your
yes.
hair up.
Yes. Because of that.
because of that one.
And we never even thought that was an issue
Oh, it
until
was an issue.
that happened.
Speaking of Brian,
Hey,
you're gonna have to take care of your hair before.
Yeah.
you shut up. I'm gonna.
You can
put
man
it
bun
in
it
a
right
longer
now.
time.
Yeah.
I think it is.
Are you gonna man bun this summer?
I don't know. I'll probably be miserable in the heat and
You
shave
need
it
gym
all
tan
off.
laundry, bro?
I think he needs to start a different Instagram account.
Really?
Yeah.
Just a new persona altogether.
Fiery man bun.
Fiery
Yes.
man bun, shaggy squirrel art.
Yeah. Just go out there and throw paint shirtless.
Yeah, where did this squirrel come from? What's the
Well,
squirrel
it was
about?
actually from camp because
Climbing,
we
probably.
no, not that. It was
Did you
counselor-
set a squirrel on fire?
no, we did
Okay.
not do that. No, we did not set any animals on fire. No animals were harmed in the making of Fiery Squirrel's
Good.
persona.
Origin story.
Origin story. No, it was. Did you guys have inspection on the cabins on
Oh,
both
yeah.
sides? Okay, so we did that, and one day, the cabins always left notes and encouraging things, or just
Yes.
silly, stupid things to try to have a competition. And one day, when I was inspecting cabins, one of the guys on the guy's side, Kevin Ross, had left a map of camp, which showed the attack plan for the Fiery Squirrels of Doom to overrun
wow.
the girls' side of camp.
Interesting.
And from then on, it just kind of spread around like my roommate and made a song out of it. And we started drawing
Funny.
pictures, and it never left me, and it turned into my muse. So
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
I did not know that origin
Did you not know
story.
that?
I didn't know that.
Wow.
we've
We're
got it.
all
No,
learning
it
things.
actually turned into a campfire story that we
Wow.
told to younger kids, and they thought it was hilarious.
Oh,
And,
wow.
yeah.
Can you recreate this map and laser it?
Yeah, I
think
actually
you
made
need
one
to.
for absolutely.
It's in your mind's eye.
Yeah.
Add that to your list.
I've
Yes.
I've got
Non-list list.
I've got the campside. We called it the campside as opposed to the retreat side.
Yes.
Right.
Pretty well memorized at this point.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a
That's
great idea.
Fabulous.
Lasered map of Camp Wildwood.
It's an amazing story.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Wow.
Thank you for
That's
asking.
much. Wow. That's cool.
Yeah.
So back to art.
Yeah.
Back to art.
Everybody knows about camp. is your family artist as well? Was your husband an artist? Is that how you
My
met him?
husband is not. No, he's a hunter. If it was a picture of a deer, he would consider it art.
Mm.
Otherwise, he's
Ducks.
just like, yeah, okay.
Do you have
it's
dead-
colors?
Carcasses in your house?
We do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sweet.
several deer, a squirrel.
Oh, excellent.
Yes,
Go squirrel
it's part albino, so it's really neat. It's kind of
Oh.
white. and-
Albino squirrel?
Yeah, it's
I've seen
part
those.
white.
Awesome.
I heard they stink. They're like the black and
Oh.
white.
I wouldn't tell you. I don't know.
I don't
Big
know.
squirrel.
This one's more brown and white, but it's kind of cool. But now he looks at me every day. He's on the mantle.
Okay.
But my aunt was a watercolor artist, and
Oh.
so when I was really little, she gave me all my supplies, and so I started from there. And my mom does crocheting, knitting, quilting, all of that kind of
Is that
stuff.
what
More
she's
the
putting on
fiber
the-
arts. So yes,
She
she
putting
makes
that on the Etsy?
what we call quilt critters, and so they are made from old quilts, and so she just sews random things together, makes different animals.
That's pretty
So
cool.
it's fun. I
Is
like
that going
it
on
for
Etsy?
kids.
Is that her
Yes.
part?
Yes.
Quilt
So
critters.
she'll do quilt critters and like aprons. I like the vintage style little waist tied aprons
Okay.
and pot holders, different things with quilts. So we like the old quilts, not ugly quilts. We like the
Well,
old
no.
quilts.
Okay.
And then my daughter does acrylics, and she actually has just started using resin and making different things. She wants to make like coasters and keychains and different things.
Cody's a dealer of
I
resin.
know a guy.
Are you really?
Yes.
Yeah, I
Oh, we
deal
need some.
wise bond. I deal the bar top and the deep pour because
Oh.
I use the deep pour for the river tables.
Very nice.
And,
Well, yeah, we're gonna have to
yeah.
get with you then, because I know absolutely nothing about it other than it looks neat when it's done.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
Sure
so
does.
we just did a sign for my daughter. She wanted to start making jewelry,
Very
and
nice.
she's using that. And so like
Yeah.
I carved out on the CNC,
Mhm.
and then we filled it
Mm.
with resin in different colors.
Cool,
I
yes.
sanded it down, smoothed it out. And when we did that, it was right when all this COVID thing kind of hit, and we were like, we should do this where we just carve out different designs and then bring in people and do a class where they just pour and put whatever
Yep.
color they want. And
Yep.
then we sand it and finish it, and they come pick it up the following week.
Yep. That'd be
Nice.
fabulous.
It's a great
Really
idea.
cool.
Yeah, I mean, because I already have the epoxy, so
I also want to do. I have a puzzle because Puzzles are cool.
Yeah.
And it's of a castle that I went to in Germany.
Neuschwanstein.
Yes.
Yes.
It's my castle. It's even on my arm now.
Is that what that is?
Yes.
Oh,
we got tattoos when we got back. So I'm the mommy swan and my daughter's the baby swan. And then we have castles on our arms. So
I did not
kids
even
think
realize.
that I drew it with a Sharpie and colored it. So I let them think that.
Okay.
Okay.
It does
Just because
have that
No
has,
one thinks
yeah.
look
Yes.
to it.
And I wanted it to look like a child
Yeah.
did
There
it
you
and
go.
colored it. So
I'm kind of jealous. My dad and my brother
So-
got to go see that. I've not been out of the country ever in my life, so.
yes. Well,
Cool.
we went in 2018.
Okay.
And so then we found puzzles. So we both got a puzzle for Christmas. And so I would thought instead of putting glue on it, that's the redneck way to do it. I thought resin would be cool.
Yes.
So put
Case
that
it,
on it
yeah.
and just make it a little bit sturdier and prettier.
Okay.
So that's my next project.
Nice.
So,
Telling
yeah,
you,
I'm glad.
I know a guy. Actually, just
Wonderful.
placed another order not long.
Did you?
Yeah.
How are the sales of Wise Bond for you?
So
do a lot of people know that you're selling that?
Yes, I sell to a lot more woodworkers.
Yeah.
That's kind of.
I didn't even think of it in an art application.
I didn't either until we made that sign for
Yeah.
Zoe, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, like yeah. And then we just did another sign for I don't know, Project Zero. Do you guys know what that is?
No.
The foster care
Mm-mm.
thing. Well, anyways, they do these videos, and it's like kids that are in foster care.
Is that a local thing?
Yeah, it's in
Okay.
Arkansas. Yeah. Anyways, they do these videos, very well done videos of kids in foster care, like kind of telling their story a little
Yeah.
bit. And I don't know. Every once in a while, I'll watch them. I try not to because they always get me. I'm a sucker. Like I'm such a sucker. So anyways, I was watching this thing. This
too.
kid, Demetrius. I remember his name. He's 16. And he's still in foster care, and he said, "I don't care if I'm 30. I want to need a family." And like when he said that, like I was like, "Bro, I
Gonna
got you.
cry again.
I got you." Anyways, and so like he said his favorite superhero was the Green Lantern. So I made a sign with
Oh,
his name,
I did see that.
and we put the Green Lantern
Makes-
logo on there, and I filled it with green,
Green epoxy.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
and we're
Nice.
sending it to him. So.
All right.
Oh.
Is he
Wow.
locally around here, or is he
He's
somewhere
in Arkansas.
somewhere
I
in
just
Arkansas?
sent it to Project Zero.
Oh,
I
okay.
contacted them and was like,
Okay.
"You guys, they
Send
can't just
this.
give that information."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right.
There's a lot of rules and stuff when
Sure.
it comes to kids and foster
I didn't
care,
see that. I
social
want to see
media.
that
Yeah.
resin
I do
Green
remember seeing
Lantern.
the green.
pour.
So-
I didn't know who, and I remember seeing the name, and I'm like, who do you know that?
Yeah.
It's Demetrius.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't know.
Like,
That's him.
just some random video, and I contacted them, and I was like,
There you
"Look,
go.
I saw this
Wow.
video. I want to send this," and they were like, "Yeah, send it to us, and we'll get it
That's
to
cool.
you."
And that right there is the heart-filled spontaneity that drives organic woodwork.
Yeah, that's what makes me poor.
Yeah,
That right,
Yeah.
that right there.
that right there is what brings.
But it also makes you who you are, because you wouldn't be that way without that.
That's true. Yeah,
mean, that was
yeah.
your
I mean, yeah, I
mission,
never. That's
mission
true.
from the start, right?
Yeah. And by the way, today, May 1st, is the start of Foster Care Month.
Wow.
So yeah.
Do you have any
What's that?
fosters right now, or
Yes.
you do? Okay, but you have adopted
We
from
got-
foster care. You have adopted at least one, if
yeah,
not
Levi.
two, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
Levi, who is 2 now.
who is two?
Aw.
And then, yes, we have another one who we probably will also be adopting.
Okay.
So, again, adoption was never it was not part of the plan.
Yeah,
Like, our plan was to just be a safe haven for kids. And then, when their parents got to where they could take care of them again, they would go back to their parents.
And then you saw them.
And then, well,
And then you're
then,
like, they
Hey,
can't
live
go
it
back.
here.
And they went in the front
See,
door.
no, it wasn't even that. It was just
It wasn't even
situations
that.
in which it was no longer safe for them to go back.
for sure.
And so it's like, well, they're here, I guess. I'm sure that's what DHS wants to hear. I guess. Yeah.
I guess.
they're
Or they
here,
look
I guess.
back on this podcast and be like, "Well, I guess you took me."
I guess. Yeah. Oh, did Dad ever love me? Yeah. No, I don't know. No, I love them. Yeah. So.
Awesome.
Okay, foster care month. Now I know.
Yeah.
Is there a specific color for that? Like autism
Oh,
has
like
the
you're
puzzle
talking about the-
piece.
yeah, I have no
And the
idea.
thing. Okay.
A Green Lantern.
just
A
Say
Green
green.
Lantern.
Mm.
Green Lantern is what it's gonna be.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's whatever we make it to be. It should
Yeah.
be. Like, I don't know what it is.
Wow.
Brian, what's new with you? What are we checking off the list this week?
This week I need to figure out what the next geometric bug design is.
Yes.
That I'm
Have you been
laser
seeing these
cutting.
bugs? These.
Yes, I need you to do a dragonfly, please.
Boom.
That
There it
was
is.
on the list. You
It
want
is
a
on the list.
dragonfly?
That's the one.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm
That's my
thinking
mom's
dragonfly,
bug.
firefly, cicada, and I want to do one that's creepy crawly and crazy looking. I think I'm going to do a stag beetle.
Explain what these things are for
Okay,
people who
well,
are not
it's
watching
just-
your Instagram
Stag
or
beetle,
Facebook.
like the Egyptian.
No, it's a scarab. They look
Oh.
similar.
You're
Stag
thinking about
beetles.
the Aladdin beetle.
That's
what I was
called
thinking. Yeah.
a scarab. Anyway, stag beetle's got those
Stag
huge,
beetle, I
huge
didn't know it
spiky
had a name.
mandibles that look like antlers on top of. That's why he's called a stag beetle. Scarab is
Yeah.
a little bit less dominant.
This
like
is
that.
gonna sound really weird,
Uh-oh.
and I don't know why I just thought of it. Do you guys remember like this show way back in the day? It's called Beetleborgs.
No.
Beetleborgs.
No,
No.
never mind.
Sounds
But I'm
somewhat
gonna go
familiar,
Google that
but
later on.
Yeah,
I'm not sure why.
I don't know why, but
No, but I had an idea.
Making up
Speaking
words
of the
now.
list, I had a list for a long time of bugs that most of them, I think all of them have wings. I like the bugs with wings. That I would just find an image, like top-down image, and then try to translate it into a geometric design. Because lots of artists have done geometric only straight lines.
Yeah.
And I mean, a lot of the times it's wildlife, bears, wolves,
Oh yeah.
wild cats, stuff like that. That's what I usually see, mammals. But I have seen some that are like, they focus on insects. So I started with the monarch, the butterfly, and then I did a bumblebee, and then I did the ladybug with his wings out, because we never see him with his wings out, which I thought was cool. And then
I like how you
I'm just
say
going to keep going.
him when you say ladybug.
It could be a him, or it
I
could
know,
be a
but, like,
her.
but,
Could be.
but I'm just saying.
You just
like,
assumed it was a woman, didn't you?
I just
It was a
like
female
how you
ladybug, and I
immediately
totally
said-
thought outside the box there.
You did. Like, that's like, your brain works. Like I'd have said lady, girl. Like you said lady, him. I don't know.
He looks
You're
at the
so 2020.
he looks
I'm
at
still
the
like,
bug and
Yeah.
says, "How do you identify?"
I don't
yourself?"
even know how you
Exactly.
tell which is a male
We
and
never
female.
Colors.
had
ladybug.
ladybugs. My
Orange
daughter
and
is
red.
terrified of ladybugs.
Really?
She said one bit her when she was little.
Do they
and
bite?
They
She
can.
swears that it bit her, and she freaks out.
Okay.
It's kind of like if a tarantula was on her face.
Wow.
Not the
Wow.
same.
I,
No.
I don't
She's
think it's quite
hysterical.
the same thing, but
don't
that's what
either,
she treats
but-
it like.
Yes.
Got a tarantula on the arm.
As
okay.
as an exterminator, do you ever just get called on like ladybug calls?
all day long. Yes, because
I've
they
had-
swarm in
yes.
Arkansas.
I've had them. We've
They
come
do.
outside and they are everywhere,
Yeah.
all
Cody's
over
like,
the vehicle.
Where are these swarms of ladybugs?
It's
you're
amazing.
calling?"
dude.
My mind is blown right now.
So what
Like,
they do,
somebody actually
I'll
that.
give you a little extermination.
101.
class
There you go.
I
on
think it's good
ladybugs.
when they're in the house. I think it's good luck. So I know.
Okay.
I know.
That's
Kill
what I've
ladybugs.
heard.
Let them
Yeah.
live.
But no,
So-
when there's thousands.
When they're in your house, you suck them up with a vacuum.
Oh.
That's about all you can do.
Okay.
They go in your eaves, and you couldn't block them from
Oh.
doing that if you wanted to, but they go in your siding or whatever, and they
Uh-huh.
make it up into your attic when it's cold because they want to hibernate. And then when it gets warm outside, and Arkansas gets really cold in the morning and then gets super hot in the afternoon, they're confused. They don't know what temperature it is.
Like,
so
like me.
right.
Yeah,
so
like the
they'll
rest of us.
they'll either they're trying to make it out. Most of the time they make it out. Some of the time they make it back in your house, and that's when you think I have a ton of ladybugs. So it's when that temperature changes. It's twice a year basically when you're seeing
This episode of Wild
Yes.
America Extermination
That's
brought to you
right.
by Fiery Squirrel Art.
they're
Thank our
Japanese
sponsors.
beetles more than
Addams.
ladybugs, but it's basically the same thing.
Yeah.
Same
So
thing.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. There you go. That's my wisdom and
I like it.
9 years
Nice.
of experience.
Yes.
Summed
What about
up into a sentence.
snakes. Is there a good way to keep snakes away from your
A
house?
shotgun or a shovel.
That's what we do in Arkansas. You just
I have found
blast 'em.
2 this week in my house.
Well, we have
What?
one
Not in, around,
in the
around,
house. Okay.
around the house.
I have found a
It
snake
wouldn't be a
skin
house.
in a light
Oh.
Yeah.
thing. Yes,
Oh.
we live out in the middle of nowhere.
Oh,
we live
okay.
on Moore School Road.
Okay.
So we're in the
Yeah.
middle of 1,200 acres. We have 3 acres.
Yeah.
And
Oh, okay.
so we came home last summer and there was 5 or 6, 4 or 5 king snakes. The biggest was twice the length of this table.
Tell me you were nice to him.
I only killed one. I know. I
Okay.
got yelled at. My dad
All
yelled
right,
at.
you'll
But they
leave
were
the
by my
rest of 'em.
door. They were all in my carport. Like
They were 5 of them?
yes.
Why? Why did
Because
they
there was a
want-
bird's nest.
Oh.
And
Going
so
for those eggs, huh?
one yes, and I watched one kill a bird and I was
It got a
traumatized.
bird?
It got one of
That's
the
crazy.
birds and the eggs.
Holy
And
smokes.
so I had one going up,
King snakes don't take any prisoners.
one going up the wall, one laid out in front of the door, another one going up the rock on this side, and another one coming at me. And I lost it.
Oh man.
So
I guess I can't blame you if there were
I
like a
mean,
half dozen.
Yeah,
and I couldn't
snakes
get in the
going.
whole
house.
family,
He
yeah.
finally found a window that was open and went in, and
Oh my
he
gosh.
did get the BB gun for me,
Okay.
and I did kill one.
Okay.
It was, and then every time we would come out, I would come out the door. There'd be like one up here,
No.
up
They're
here,
like,
and so
No.
I
if
went
they're on the
out.
ground, I can kind of.
Yes.
When they're up high, when they
Yes.
start trying to ambush
And then
you.
they
That's when you're
started
like,
going up my inside. We have wood siding,
Oh, no.
and so the boards go
yeah,
this way,
Yeah.
and so I know they're going up, and then they're like in the top of my carport.
Oh.
They're in my house.
Yeah.
They're in my house.
Snake, like, I'm an exterminator. Every snake is a bad snake. Kill them all.
Oh my
I don't care. They're all dead. All of them.
No.
Immediately.
You die.
Satan
So-
was presented as a snake.
Satan
They're
was not
terrible.
a king
So
snake.
we
He was
watched
venom
one-
that's
Gonna
gonna
die.
Something.
I was going in and out of the sunroom, and for about 2 hours, cleaning the sunroom. Cooper's got a rabbit out there, and so I was cleaning, and I went outside for something, came in, and the snake's right above the door. And I was like, for 2 hours.
In the house?
Outside,
Outside,
right
just
outside
waiting.
the door. Yes.
Just wait.
They
So-
know the rabbit's in there and they want to
Yes,
eat it.
he was watching the rabbit.
For sure.
I really have a feeling.
Jerk.
Uh-huh.
And he came around the window. We just have tons of windows. And so I sat in the kitchen and watched him for how many hours? Like, he was there for 5 hours, 5 or 6 hours.
They love those window frames siding in the dining hall at Camp Wildwood.
Yes.
They would climb up like onto the wall in between all the laid
Yes,
stone,
because they're-
and just sit right
yes.
there, kind of like, yeah, no one can see me if
Yeah.
I'm just gonna sit right here, like 5-footers.
Oh,
just
yeah.
hanging out.
And
at
I've never
eye
had
level.
a problem with snakes. My dad, he'd go out to camp down at the bottom of B Rock, and he would catch water moccasins.
What?
Because he's stupid.
He would catch them.
would catch
with his
them.
hands.
Yes.
Your father did this.
Yes.
Holy smokes!
He loves snakes. He doesn't.
Yeah,
it
but
doesn't matter if
moccasins?
they're. I mean, copperheads. He would catch. I mean, anything he would catch.
And he never
If it
got
was the
bit?
same- Never got bit. And I have pictures of me when I
Holy
was little. I
smokes.
have not anything's poisonous, but I would let it go through my hair, and
Okay.
I've
done
dealt
that,
with
but
snakes.
man, I've never tried to grab a venomous snake on
Yes.
purpose.
Me either.
That's crazy.
So I've been around snakes, but yeah, when you have 5 or 6 of them all in one spot,
I guess
and
that's cause for
they
panic.
got to where they were like coming at us.
Okay.
And so
Our
yeah,
bird's eggs, get away.
I killed one. But the day before, it was funny. I saw a big one. He was on our tractor, and Cooper was standing there. I was talking to him. I was like, "Oh, there's a snake right behind you," and it was like right here, right here. And so he
Time to
turns
steal the
around, and
tractor.
we watched it climb off the tractor. And he goes this way, and then another one comes this way after it. And he was a lot bigger. So I did get video of them mating.
Okay.
And so I was really intrigued. I was
Happens.
like, "Oh, this is so neat."
Yeah.
And
Miracle of life.
yes. And then
Oh,
the
you're gonna
next
say eat it.
next day they were
Snakes eat
everywhere.
each other.
They're gonna make another dozen snakes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nope.
Yeah.
And Cooper's already found some little ones.
Oh, good. Hooray.
Yay.
So do you have a tractor? Do you have a
snake.
farm?
We do
Is
not.
it a farmish farm or?
No, he
You
just my husband bought it because it was an old International. It was cool, and
All right.
And you're out in
it's
the middle
just
of 1,200
sitting
acres.
there.
International harvester.
Oh, okay, that's
So yeah, we just have random things that we don't use,
cool.
You know.
and a lot of snakes. So if anybody needs snakes,
No.
we have
Yeah,
some.
apparently we all know where to go looking for them if we need to import the king snakes. Jeez.
Get a pair
But
of
I know they
baits.
kill the bad snakes, so
Yes,
I'm
they
not
do.
going to kill anymore.
That's why they're good snakes, Ben. They kill the
They
venomous
killed-
snakes.
Yes.
Ben doesn't
and we
eat
do
them
have
for dinner.
copperheads and
There you go.
rattlesnakes.
We don't want those.
Nope.
So, Cody, what's in your shop going on right now?
Well, today we got the Onefinity.
Yeah. They sent you the Onefinity, eh? A CNC machine
The CNC.
to cut things out.
Brand spanking new.
Yeah, the one that
Very
Ben has
neat.
been like put through the paces.
Right.
And then like I guess you haven't been doing your due diligence. People are still not believing that this thing is a haul. Like
Yeah.
it's heavy.
Uh,
It was super easy to put together, but like super heavy. It
Yeah.
was
I mean, no, you can carry it with
deceivingly-
one hand.
Yeah, but it's deceivingly
yeah, it's
heavy. I wasn't expecting
Thick
it.
steel
it's not
tubes.
coming apart, yeah.
Yeah.
I was
sturdy.
cutting.
I mean, I can kind of see why people were like, I
Oh,
don't know
it
how
looks bendy.
I don't. Yeah,
I got you. I
but
got
no, it was like, yeah, this ain't going anywhere.
Yeah. Well, I was cutting aluminum I made my own square,
Yeah, that was
which is pretty cool. I can make my own tools now.
There you go.
Yeah, you
Which is
can.
You
cool.
need some more.
I was doing yes. I don't have
Anything
the
he
walls
doesn't
filled.
have at this point, he'll have to make it, and now he
It's
has
true.
a tool for that. So.
Yeah.
There you go.
But I was cutting on that thing at 275 inches per minute in metal, which
Yeah.
you have no idea what that means. It's
It's
like
fast.
Ferrarying down a
Yeah.
highway.
Wow.
It's
It's
really
real
fast. It's really
fast.
fast.
This
Really
machine
cool.
is
Cool.
It's solid.
Autobahn of
Yeah,
CNC.
it's pretty cool.
So you got yours.
Mhm.
Ben's got one.
Mhm.
Two Moose got theirs.
Two
Two
Moose
Moose
got
got
theirs.
theirs. I saw that earlier yesterday, I think. Maybe
And
it was today.
Uh huh.
And then,
And I know Pete is getting one next week, I think,
yeah.
or at some point.
Cool.
Like that. So,
I
yeah.
mean, Furniture by Pete.
Furniture by
That
Pete, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all just need a big workshop for y'all can all work at the same time and show off.
Cody has a
gadgets.
really,
That's basically
really big
yeah.
workshop.
I mean,
So y'all
we,
just go
we
to
haven't
his
often
and-
all been there at the same time, but he's
Oh.
definitely got
Well,
enough space.
We've done things like
Mhm.
community stuff, and we do it in the studio.
Yeah.
So.
Mainly, usually everyone comes here to hang out.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Better lighting.
Internet.
You do have really good lighting. in here.
Internet.
That is the key
Internet.
to YouTubing, is to get everything lit.
It is very
It is
well.
I
totally
still don't have enough.
It is lit in here.
It's a very
It
dark
is.
area over where the CNC sits, too.
Speaking of lighting, I actually reached out to Newer.
Newer, yeah.
Newer.
Uh-huh.
newer.
Yeah, because I was just like, I have your old lights, or not really old, but like the big,
Like an
bulky-
actual tube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, do you have just like the little LED thing that I can mount on what I already have? And so they sent me a link for that. So
Oh.
hopefully we'll be getting those pretty soon.
Yeah.
Well,
Battery powered,
good.
too.
Oh.
Because that's another thing, is like, they're not battery powered, so it's like,
I have those. There's good and bad to battery power. I
Yeah.
try to always get battery, but if you run out of battery in the middle of something, then
That's
Yeah.
okay.
you gotta have a backup. So, did you enjoy the stairs coming into my shop? I learned how to do concrete.
your ramp. Yeah.
My ramp, not stairs. The ramp
They're
is
not
what I
stairs.
mean. Yeah. So
It's a stair.
what episode was it when we had Pete on it? Rowdy Roman.
Second or third.
Second or third.
Yeah.
He helped me do some concrete.
Yeah.
That's
And you put your
Cool.
tile in there.
yes. Did you notice when you came in?
Mm-hmm.
That's a laser engraved tile
Oh wow.
on
right
quartz.
in the middle.
Stuck in the center to
Oh.
brand. So whenever we move, someone would be like, "What is
You're
this
gonna
thing?"
have to pull it out and take
Yep.
it with you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. All right. So do you all have stickers? Do you all make your own stickers? or
We
do
all
you
have our own
those made?
brand stickers.
Yeah.
They're made at. We get them at
Do you
Sticker
give them
Mule.
a different. Well, I've looked at lots of different ones. I'm really picky about stickers, so
Sticker
I
Mule's
haven't
good. They're
had a
kind of
sticker one.
pricey unless you get them when they're doing a sale. I
Oh,
use
yeah.
Redbubble sometimes. They're not quite the same quality.
Here's the trick
Oh,
on
okay.
Sticker Mule. Sometimes they'll offer a 10 for $1.
I have seen that.
You've seen that?
Mhm.
Make yourself 40 Gmail accounts, which is what we did, and you get 400 stickers.
Hold on. Not what we did.
What
It's
Brian
what
and
you guys did.
I did, and then made
You're
Brian
not
do.
funny.
gonna name
Sorry.
those.
But yeah, that's a workaround. So
There you go.
you get a ton of stickers.
That's a lot
Sticker
of
Mule,
stickers.
they're
I like
high quality,
Yeah. they're-
Yeah.
and they came out with these holographic ones, which I really want to get. Those look really cool.
I had
Wow.
magnets. I didn't do this.
Oh, you did magnets.
Magnet.
Super fancy.
Ew.
Well, I mean, like, my customers are, like, they're
Yeah, they're like sticker
going
isn't
in
good
a-
enough. I need
well,
a magnet.
No, they're going in. They're gonna, like, where are you gonna put a sticker in your
Right, I
home?
know.
Whereas it's a magnet on their fridge.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I put stickers on everything. My computer,
What do you
Yeah.
do?
everything.
Like, why would you have? We have stickers.
It's kind of
The
a
woodworking
thing.
community
Yeah.
swaps stickers. Like, I have a big
Yeah.
poll of everybody I know on Instagram and Facebook of all their stickers. And
what I want is, and I haven't seen anywhere to do it, so that's why I don't have any yet. I want to do a drawing and have a sticker, but I want it to be a matte so we can color it. So when I hand
You wanna
them out,
color the
I
sticker
want to be able to
of
color
AJ's
it. Yes,
Art Studio
and so
sticker.
to be a black and white drawing.
Couldn't you just do
and have a
uh,
matte, and I haven't found a good matte that
There's got to be
wasn't
someone
Surely you
out
could
there that
falling
specializes
apart
in that.
without having to make it myself.
No, I was about to say, like,
'Cause
what-
I'm like,
you could get
I
the
don't know
3-inch circle sticker printer paper that you could
Yes.
just print the Victor out. and
Yeah,
That's
I
not
thought
super
about
high
that,
quality.
but I want it to be a pretty good size too. I mean, because it'd be hard to kind of
do a 3
you know,
inch or something.
color really teeny tiny.
I got 3 inches because we're about to start making
But-
furniture wax.
Oh,
And
You're gonna
our
make
little
furniture
canister
wax?
Yes,
Like your own branded one?
because
Make
it's the
everything.
stuff we do
From
for our furniture anyway. So
Yeah.
might as well.
Do you have a beehive?
Dang.
Yeah, buddy. No, I don't got
You should.
no.
Why not?
Why would I need the beehive? You're saying like I get
To get the wax.
No, I get
Buy the
beeswax
beeswax.
from other
That's
like
next.
actual.
He'll
You have a,
Yeah.
but you have
We'll
a
do that
farm. You can
next.
put it out. Well,
Oh,
a
yeah.
non-farm
Well, my
farm.
husband's
Yeah.
allergic to bees, so
Oh.
I probably can't do
fine,
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
But
What were you looking
that's
in
a
your
lot of work.
I
wallet
was looking
for?
for a sticker, but I don't have
Yeah.
one.
It's because you have 5,000 things in your wallet. and You
Shut
can't even
up.
fit in
Exactly.
your pocket.
I was trying to
It's a
find
fat
a
stack.
sticker in there. No, it's not what it is. Trust me. It's a fat stack of stickers. I was hoping. But.
From teaching and not giving out grades,
Yeah.
dudes
Yeah.
get
Yes.
bribing kids.
Right.
I'll give you an A.
Yes, Cooper
They
knows all
all
about
they
that.
all get A's.
So if people want to take your classes
Yes.
or buy your art,
Yes.
where do they go?
AJ'sArtstudio.com.
The letter A, the letter J.
Yes. AJSARTSTUDIO.
And your Instagram and Facebook that you want to get rid of
AJ's
if they want to
Art
find you.
Studio. I just want to get rid of Facebook. I
There
like
you go.
Instagram
Agreed.
because I'm about pictures and
Uh-huh.
I want to
Oh, yeah.
see it. I just don't care about Facebook anymore.
The irony of Instagram, for me at least, is that my pictures do hardly anything, and my videos do way more
Oh, well, there you
activity.
go.
So
People are more into videos, and I haven't mastered any of that.
I haven't either.
I do put the pictures together, and so it's
There you
just
go.
basically the slideshow with some music.
Okay.
There you
so
go.
it
Yeah.
just kind of flips, and then that way you don't have to scroll through the pictures. Because I just learned that if you're going to put multiple pictures, only put 3. Don't
Oh, is that
put
right?
10 because people don't scroll through all of them.
Oh, okay.
I do if I'm interested in
Who
it.
told you
I
this?
want to see just social media gurus.
And,
Okay.
And another thing, you only put 3. People aren't probably going to slide past the first one, but when they get back on Instagram and they're swiping again, they see the next photo. They don't see the first photo anymore.
really,
I did not
Yeah,
know that.
and then
either.
it does that every time they get back on there. If they
Yeah.
scroll again, they see the next photo.
I've
That's
noticed
true.
that on somebody else's, and I thought I
Yeah.
didn't scroll.
You're welcome.
There's a new.
You're welcome.
Very cool.
Molly taught me
I
something.
learned
So in your
something.
stories, you can do a picture on your story. You go when you do a story.
Oh, stories are.
Got to do it. People want to know all about your life all
You
day.
don't got to do it.
know.
Audra, I don't do stories.
I haven't
I don't
been
have
doing
time
them
for
as
it.
I don't
I noticed that.
understand it. I've got on there, and I'm like, I panic. I like freeze, and I'm like, what am I supposed to put on here? Because there's the location and there's hashtags. And
You don't need
there's-
to do any of
there's
that. Just
so
record
many-
yourself talking, and that's it. Done.
Yeah.
Do
But I've
people
noticed
wanna
you
see
can-
me talking. I don't know.
People will see you talking. They will. I don't
need
know.
to get
I mean,
over
that's
that.
I watch stories more than I actually look at a post.
Really.
Yeah.
Do you know who my inspiration for stories was? Joe.
Oh yeah.
She's good at all
She
that.
basically stories her life.
Yeah. And people want to watch it.
People want
I don't know. I feel like
Makes it
I
relatable.
have other better things to do.
You do. It's
Um,
true. You do.
But
Thank you.
from just a personal side, but I want to get more business oriented with all of that.
Okay.
But people do want to see you make what you make and how you make
Absolutely.
it. To me, sometimes I'm like, well, if I show all that, then someone else can just do what I do.
I'm
not
but I
true.
know that's
It's not true.
the case. It just
Right.
feels like that sometimes.
I don't know. I also operate in like a surplus mentality. Like I just feel like there's enough out there for everybody if they want to. If they want to do what I
That's
do,
true.
feel free.
That
And if
is
you want to do
true.
Well, yeah,
resin and
I just-
epoxy, come to me and buy it.
There you go.
Exactly.
Right.
And then go do it.
So yeah, I don't know. I've just never been a video person, and I don't really watch
Yeah.
videos.
Yeah.
And even he'll come to me and he's like, "Oh, watch this video," and I'm like, "Is it more than 20 seconds? Because I'm
Yeah.
not gonna watch it."
Is it TikTok?
True.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's 20-second videos.
Yeah.
Too
That's
long.
all that people are going to watch. Yeah,
Too
make
long.
a 5-second video. and
Destroy it. No
that's how it
TikTok.
is. Brian, do you have any videos coming out on YouTube soon?
Yeah, I'm gonna post another one.
How's your TikTok?
What is it about?
doing?
It's about the collage that I assigned optionally because my whole life is optional as an art teacher now.
Your life is
To all
optional.
my 56th grade.
That is the title of this episode.
is optional.
My life is optional.
That is a good.
It's so good.
It's not about Audra though.
Yeah, that's okay.
It's okay.
Anyway.
Most things are.
Anyway, what was the question?
Your next YouTube video.
It's about the collage. Thank you.
Yes.
That I assigned them optionally.
Did my child do it?
The
Did you do
coronavirus
it?
collage. You're supposed to get in touch with our feelings about the situation. What have we learned? What have we gained or lost? How is it different? And basically just slam it all together on some backing that you find. It's all stuff laying around the house.
Yeah.
Has to be. So I did part time
that.
lapse, part here's why we do it, and that video will be up soon for those of us interested in not going insane during
And your
quarantine.
YouTube channel is Fiery Squirrel Art.
Yeah.
Right. I just thought
Good
of
luck
something.
spelling it.
I didn't tell you.
What?
Tinkercad, which is the software we use
I love Tinkercad.
to create 3D things.
Sorry.
And Brian made this ridiculous chicken tank.
Yes, I did.
That's what it's amazing.
Yes.
When you see it.
Thank you.
It's completely
Yeah,
useless and
that's
optional.
It is
But-
not.
It's optional.
It's
Everything
amazing.
is-
Anyways,
Chainsaw rocket launchers.
Yes.
How are those optional?
they did add household items. Because
There's
of
more
coronavirus.
stuff in there?
They added a whole
Really?
category called household items.
Oh, I
They're
gotta
like,
check it out.
what are you going to make at home because you can't leave? Here's the
Right.
toilet paper roll.
Hold
That was
on.
one thing they added.
Really?
Yeah. So
That's what we do. We use all kinds of
toilet
random
paper?
things.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Whatever you find in your home.
Recycle. People bring me things, and sometimes I can't use all
Here's
of them
my
because-
trash.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, do I need 50 of those? But we do, because
Uh-huh.
if I have that many kids, don't bring me just one of something, because then
Right.
the kids fight over it, and then it's not fun. But
With
yes,
swords.
we make
Swords.
Cody,
I'll
are you
make swords out
you
of
putting out a
anything.
YouTube video soon?
Yeah, hopefully with the Onefinity.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Probably gonna be shooting that one tomorrow.
Sweet.
Cool.
Yeah.
Are you putting out a YouTube video soon?
I guess I'll have to.
Do it.
Your son will have to help you because
Yes,
he watches it
will.
all.
I actually bought him a neat little camera to record if we do anything
Awesome.
like that. So
You should.
I'll just figure out what we're gonna do.
Sadly, he hasn't watched any of our YouTube videos.
Well,
He will now.
He's
I
gonna-
mean-
your assignment for
I don't
today
know.
Yeah,
from the art
it's
teacher.
optional, but
let not from the art teacher. Cooper, just create in a vacuum. Half the time you get it right, whether you do it or not.
exactly.
You don't need other people. Do your own
do
thing.
your own thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I like to tell the kids.
There you go.
Like, you don't have to do it like me.
No.
Just do something.
Heck no.
Use all of this
Yeah.
and come up with something.
Yeah.
And it is interesting how half the kids will do that. They come up with something
Mm-hmm.
really neat, and the other kids are just terrified.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had some that literally have hyperventilated because they're
Were
not
these older
doing
kids
it right.
or the 5 to 10-year-olds?
I've had a couple younger ones, like
Okay.
4 and 5, and
Really?
they're yes, and they have to have everything exactly right, or they lose it. It's
Fisher's
it's
like
really
that.
sad. I
Is that
don't
right?
like it.
Coloring, if he gets out of the line, he'll start crying. Or he
Really?
did when I remember, like when
And
he
I
was
was
4 or
like
5.
that when I was little,
Yeah.
and so I know the feeling. It's
Okay.
it's a horrible feeling.
That'll let go
what
at some
Enneagram
point.
is that?
Don't talk about enneagrams.
This is how I can tell my
It is
children.
It is a 5'9".
Oh
So
my
in the
God.
concrete, if you go out and look in the concrete, we put our hands,
Mm-hmm.
mom, dad, Fisher, the one who colors and cries when he gets out of his line, and then Deacon put his thumb like this and just shoved it in weird. It looks like a raptor claw going in there. That kid could care less where his color goes. It's funny.
That's awesome.
I love those.
Yeah.
I kind of like it to get them somewhere in between. One gets a little better, and one gets
That's
a little less.
There you go.
Where they don't care.
a little less better.
Yeah, a little less better.
Yeah. Well, that's wrapping it up.
Yeah.
Any
Thank you
words
for
of wisdom
having me.
to impart on us?
I don't know.
Or any
I think
future artists?
I need to try to keep up with y'all. Do what you like.
Do what you like.
Try lots of new things, and if you love it, just do more of it.
That's
Amen.
true.
I like
Don't be
it.
embarrassed
If
by what you like
if
either.
If you love it, do more of it. I like it.
If you love it, do more of it.
That should be a T-shirt.
Yeah. That
I
is.
guess it depends on what it is, but
That's true.
Okay.
Parentheses, within reason.
from an art standpoint.
But if it's not legal, we can teach you how to make a
There you
shiv,
go.
like a shiv or a shank.
No,
or
I'm pretty sure that's
sharpen
illegal.
a toothbrush.
Yes.
No.
Popsicle sticks we might be okay.
Cody's next video is how to make a shiv.
I could do.
Dude, you'd
Resin
make a
pork
million
shivs.
views on that one.
That's such a pretty green shiv.
Hey guys, welcome to Cody's Workshop.
Oh no.
We're gonna put that one up for our Patreon
We're not. No, we're not going to
patrons.
do that. No.
Special video for them alone. Anyways, thanks to those who are our patrons.
Yes, thank you.
You can sign up to hear more of this and support our podcast at patreon.com/ the Build Guild Podcast. Couldn't remember our own name there for a second. Perfect.
The Build Guild Podcast.
Yeah. Anything else you want to wrap up with, guys?
No, I'm good.
Nothing?
Thank you,
Ciao.
AJ.
Yes.
Thank
you
you.
for
Bye.
coming.
Loved it.
And we'll catch you all on the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.
Ciao.